Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here because today we're going to be breaking down Amazon FBA step by step for 2019. And one last thing before we start this video is that if you're out there learning about Amazon FBA and you're still getting stuck, feel free to join my Facebook group in the description box below and I'll gladly help anyone who messages me. So what exactly is Amazon FBA? Since everyone's already familiar with Amazon being the go-to online platform where you buy products online, well, Amazon FBA, or Fulfillment by Amazon, is the complete opposite. So instead of being a buyer, you are now going to become a seller. And of course, with Amazon's giant network of millions and millions of shoppers each day, this can be a very lucrative business model. Now, Fulfillment by Amazon in particular is one of just a few ways of selling on Amazon's platform, but I do think it to be the most cost-effective, most time-effective, and the most lucrative method of selling on Amazon. And just like the name implies, Fulfillment by Amazon means that Amazon will do all the work for you. So your only responsibility is sending in shipments to keep your little storefront stocked up with products so that people on Amazon can buy your products. Now, we will get to how to do all of this throughout this video, but now that we've broken it all down, let's start with the first steps of understanding exactly how to do this step by step. As we go through the step-by-step guide, I will be leaving links in the description box below so you guys can come back to this video and copy and paste the links and use them as you see fit. Step one is Seller Central. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about right now is setting up your account. Now, the next step sort of ties into the first, which is checking if your country that you're registering from is on Amazon's approved list of countries for seller registration. So as you guys can see through this whole list here, there's a wide variety of countries going from Finland to Ivory Coast to Portugal. And if you're in one of these countries, you're going to need only the following. So you're going to need to be a resident of the country. So either you have some ID or a passport. You're going to need to have a valid phone number and an internationally chargeable credit card. So once you do this, once you've checked that your country is on this list, then you can go through with seller registration. Now, this next step is only for international sellers. So if you live in the US or Canada and you've already set up your Seller Central account, you're all good to go. Now, Payoneer is something that you're going to need if you want to get paid in your local currency. So if you, let's say, live in Botswana, you live in the Netherlands, or you live in Germany, you're going to obviously want to get paid in your local currency. So if you are selling in the United States marketplace where everyone's going to be paying you with United States dollars, you're going to obviously want to get paid in your local currency, which if you're living in Germany would be, for example, euros. So that's where Payoneer comes in. Right? You create an account with this, which is fully compatible with Amazon. It's actually an Amazon partner. And what you're going to want to do is when you link these two accounts, as soon as you get paid in US dollars, it's going to go through a Payoneer account and it's going to deposit it in your local currency in your bank account in, let's say, Germany or Finland or wherever you decide you want to get paid in. So that's what Payoneer is going to be for. Now, once you've created the necessary accounts for selling on Amazon, the next step is to do product research. Now, keep in mind that this little method, this very basic method I'm about to show you is just one of so many. So if you are interested in learning more about product research, feel free to click the video on the top right of this video, and that will be about 25-30 minute video covering a lot more in depth than what I'm about to talk about right now. So in this little section here, I'm going to show you guys what tools to use and sort of how to understand the basics of product research. So we're on Amazon.com right now. So I'm going to show you guys this little tactic I learned early on, which was actually really useful. And what you do is you go into the search bar and you put in a letter. So in this case, B. I'm going to put in the letter B. And what I'll see is that Bluetooth headphones, becoming Michelle Obama, Bluetooth earbuds. You'll see a lot of products associated with the word or letter, in this case, B. So if I, let's say, add another letter, which is A, you'll see bath bombs, baby toys, baby wipes, baby monitors, right? So if I want to look into any one of these products, I would click on one of these things here, like a back scratcher, for example. I would click and then I would use a Chrome extension, which is either going to be Jungle Scout, Viral Launch, or any of the other tools out there like AMZ Scout. Now, these all cost money, so they are going to go from $50 to $100 to $200, all depending on what you get. But I'm going to break down the fundamentals of what you're actually looking for. So right here, if we just hit the Jungle Scout extension, so in this case, I have the Jungle Scout Pro extension, you guys will see some information regarding this product. Now, there's only really four things we're looking out here. So first thing we're looking out for is the price of the product. The second thing we're looking for is the revenue of the product. The third thing we're going to be looking for is how many reviews this product has. And then the fourth and last one being Amazon FBA fees. Now, I'm pretty sure that in the Jungle Scout Lite extension, you won't see Amazon FBA fees. But if you do have any trouble with this and you just want to save yourself the $100, feel free to message me through my Facebook, and I'll gladly look up the product for you. Don't worry about it. It's the least I can do. So now I already see a problem with this product using this Chrome extension, and that is the price. The price is just too low. There is no profit margin in this product. Now, why do I say that? Is because the product here is $8.59, $7, $6, $9, $6. It's all floating around the $6 to $8 range. And when you take a look at the right here, you'll see that the Amazon FBA fees associated with selling this product costs about $4 to $5. So in this case, of your $6 to $7 you're selling the product for, $4 by itself is just the fees, which leaves you with a $2 to $3 profit margin. And then on top of that, from that $2 to $3 profit margin, you have to run pay-per-click advertising. You also have to buy the product, and you have to have it shipped from China. So you could see that this product is going to be a horrible product, no matter, even if it's doing $60,000 a month in sales, right? $80,000 a month in sales. You will be maybe left with, I don't know, $2 to $3 grand of this $80,000 a month in your actual pocket, which is not good. I'd rather sell a product for $20,000 a month and make $10,000 or $8,000 profit rather than selling one for $80,000 a month and then, of course, only making $3 to $5 grand after all costs and fees, right? So price is one of them. So I'm going to leave a little criteria on the screen here right now that tells you exactly what to look out for. So $15 at a bare minimum when it comes to the price of the product. You want to be at least selling it for $15 and no higher than about $30, $35, okay? $35, $40, that's really the high end of what you're trying to sell a product for, because the more expensive your product is, the more likely your customers are going to start sort of checking with competition and trying to get the best deal, the best reviews, the best rating, stuff like that. But when you're selling it for the $15 to $20 range, people are more inclined to just buy what they see rather than, pick it apart with the reviews and stuff like that, right? So obviously go for at least $15 upwards to $40, $50 maybe, no more than that, right? The second thing is revenue. Okay, now these are solid revenues. They're $80,000, $45,000, $60,000. But the problem is the revenue is mitigated by the small selling price. Now, if this was all selling for $20, $30, then I'd consider this a very solid product because the margins would be there. Now, the next thing is reviews. Now, reviews, I will tell you guys right now that when you're selling in any given category, reviews, you're going to want to keep them under 100 or 150 in that general area. And the reason for that is that if you are selling in a category that's dominated by 1,000 reviews, 1,500 reviews, 3,000 reviews, 6,000 reviews, things like that. When you come and put your product on the market with 3 reviews, nobody's going to want to buy your product when you're doing pay-per-click advertising, which is showing up on the front page here, because you're being dominated by people with 1,800 reviews, for example. Now, this product I would not want to sell, even if the profit margin was solid, only just due to the sheer amount of reviews this product has. So keep this under 100, 150 for most of the products. If there's a few products doing 60, 70, 50, 40, being the majority of the reviews of most of the products there, then you're good to go, right? So just make sure this stays under an average about 150 or so reviews. Now, the last thing we're going to be talking about is Amazon FBA fees, okay? So there is a way to calculate this. I will show it to you guys in a little bit here. There is a way to calculate all these fees and profit margins, but we will break that down in the next few steps. So what you're looking out here is you're looking out for your Amazon FBA fees to be very, very low in regards to your selling price. So in this case, if I'm selling it for $6.49 and I have like Amazon FBA fees of $4.39, I'm only left with like $2 or $3 in profit. That's not good. What we're going to be going for here is at least $10 profit margin, okay? $10 after Amazon FBA fees at the very least, right? So you're going to want to make this the bare minimum of profit margin, because there's no point to doing business if there's no profit margins in what you're selling, right? So that's what you guys need to sort of take down and really focus on. So as you're searching for different products, you are understanding this market. So I'm going to give you guys another product that I'm just going to randomly, I just thought about, barbecue kit. I'm just going to look up barbecue kits here. So let's just click this product right here. It has 130 reviews, so you could argue this is not very competitive, even though this one does have 800 reviews. So let's just click this one and click the extension again. So once again, we're looking at this product. So he's selling it for almost $30. He's doing about $60,000 a month, and he has 130 reviews. Okay, so this is not so bad. The Amazon FBA fees are a little high at $10, but he's still left with an $18 profit margin. So if his product, let's say, costs $6 to $7, he is still pulling in $10 to $11 per every unit sold, okay? And he's doing $59,000. So this guy is doing about $20,000 less revenue than the product we just looked at, but chances are he's making almost triple the money, guaranteed, okay? So out of this $60,000, he's maybe left with $15,000 to $20,000 actual profit, okay? So this is just an example. And as you can see here, the competition is there's less competition for this product, right? You're seeing no products here in the thousands of reviews. Now keep in mind, these are all sponsored listings. So the best way to actually look at this is to go to the search results page for barbecue kit and then hit the Jungle Scout extension again. Now you'll actually see whether or not there's a lot of competition. And you'll see that there's actually a lot less competition for this product than the one we just looked at. And in addition to a higher profit margin, yes, there are higher Amazon FBA fees, but there's also more profit margin and higher revenues across the board. So this is a better product to sell than the one we just found, right? So, but I'm not saying go out there and buy barbecue kits right now and get started today, right? We'll break down this a little further later on. So that's it for product research and understanding how to use tools and how to use certain criteria to determine whether or not you should sell a product or not. Now, once you've started your product research phase and you found something that looks like a hit, it's making a lot of money, it has low reviews, it's easy to get into, it's not too expensive, and it makes good profit margins, the next step is to start searching for these products. Now, there's two ways to do this: Alibaba.com and DHgate.com. So DHgate is sort of a newer person to the party here in terms of finding products. It's very, very similar to Alibaba, as you can see here. These both will be giving you really good Amazon FBA products if you're looking out for the specific criteria I'm about to mention to you. So let's just say for whatever reason you've decided on this barbecue kit. So we would go on Alibaba.com and we would type in barbecue kit. Then you just hit enter. Okay, so now you are going to see a huge list of products, and oh, look, what do you know? This same exact product right here is right here. Very similar. Okay, now, of course, you can do small changes here, but you can see that this product that we looked up doing about $60,000 a month and this product are very, very identical. Okay, they have a little slight pattern change, but they're pretty much the exact product. So right here, it's saying that it's $10 to $15 per set. Now, everything here I'm going to give you guys should take with a grain of salt, okay? Everything you're seeing on this page is not final, right? So if you're seeing that it's $10 to $15 per set, that does not mean it's final. That means maybe it's $10 to $15 a set if you're buying 1,000 sets. So right here, you're going to want to ask these people these questions. Now, right off the bat, I see something I really, really don't like regarding this product, and it's this transaction level of half a diamond. What we're going for is at a minimum 2.5 diamonds, okay? We want a transaction level that is solid. We want to ensure that the supplier we're getting our products from actually has been told that they're doing great products, right? So what we're looking for is two specific things right now. We're looking for their response rate and we're looking for their transaction level, right? So this one's a 2-star rating, but it of course has nothing to do with our product, so we would keep looking. This one here has a 2.5-star transaction level with 81% of buyers that are contacted, they respond to them, which lets you know that these people like to get back to their potential customers, their potential sellers, right? So this is another example of a really solid product. And what do you know? This product right here is exactly this product. So this product right here that he's selling for $15 a unit is more than likely the exact one selling here for $30. Now, when I look at this now, I might not want to sell this product because this is a pretty expensive product. To buy 300 units of this would cost $4,500, and that's a very expensive investment for only 300 units. So maybe I would avoid this product altogether, to be honest with you. So maybe continue your search. But for the sake of this, let's just keep talking about this. So 89.5%, very good. That means everyone who messages them, they get responded to. A 3 transaction level with $220,000 in business in the recent 6 months is very, very, very solid. This is a, what is this? Supplier trade assurance. So trade assurance is basically what we're going to be talking about in a little bit, which is when you're buying a product from Amazon, you're going to want to make sure that, when you're buying it from Alibaba, that your money is safe, right? We'll talk about that a little later, but trade assurance is very, very good. And then, of course, a gold supplier, which is this little emblem right here, which is not popping up. But you're going to want to have a gold supplier, which is very, very means that the supplier pays money to be on Alibaba's website, which means that they take their business very, very seriously. Now, an example of a very bad supplier would be this one right here. This one applies to 10% of its people who ask them questions. So in the last 24 hours, they've only responded to 10% of their buyers, which is horrible. So if you are, let's say, trying to buy a product and you're selling out and you need to get another shipment in pronto so that you can not run out of stock. If they have a 10% chance of replying to you for that day, that's really, really bad. And then a 1.5 star transaction level means that they're not really popular with other sellers, right? So you're going to want to keep track of these. So I have the criteria up from earlier on in this video, but make sure that you pay attention to 2.5 diamonds or higher, at least a 75% transaction rate, so that they're talking to people 75% of the time or higher, and that they're obviously doing some kind of business in the last 6-7 months. So you're going to obviously want to make sure that they have some kind of sales that they're actually selling on Amazon. Now let's touch back on the profit margins we were talking about earlier. So let's just try to find out how much money we're actually going to be making with our products. So for the previous example, I used the barbecue kit. So this is selling for $28.99. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be figuring out if it's worth selling it on Amazon with an Amazon FBA fulfillment, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go into this little link here, the Amazon revenue calculator. We're going to type in barbecue kit and we're going to hit search. Now, once you find the product that you are wanting to sell, the most similar to what you're selling, right? You'll see this is an 18 piece, this is a 33 piece, this is a 21 piece, and this is a 16 piece. Whichever one is most likely resembling your product is the one you're going to want to use for this example. So if we hit Filena barbecue kit, which just coincidentally also happens to be this product right here that I found previously, you're going to want to select that product. Now, you're only really going to fill out 2 things here, okay? You're going to want to fill out how much you're actually going to be selling the product for, right? So $28.99. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to the cost of product, okay? So this is your actual cost of the product. So in this case, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to determine how much is your product going to cost shipped to Amazon FBA facilities. Just because it might say $15 per unit here does not mean this is the final price. You could contact them tomorrow and they could say to you $9.50 per unit, right? They could say something significantly lower than this. But when you add shipping costs, it might come up to, let's say, $14 or $15. So maybe they might have that with shipping included here. You won't know till you ask. So let's just say, for whatever reason, it ends up being about $15 per unit shipped to Amazon FBA facilities with your custom logo on it. 300 units, right? Sent to Amazon FBA facilities. Then you're going to want to hit calculate here. And you're going to see that there's only an 11% profit margin or $3 in this product. Now, let me break this down really quickly here. So there is Amazon FBA fees of $4.35, okay? And then a $6.45 fulfillment fee. Now, keep in mind that this may go up or down. This is just an estimate. And honestly, looking at this product for only $6.45, I'd say this is low, and this might even be lower than 11% profit margin, since you can actually see that the fulfillment fee and the storage fee are right here. But this isn't always 100% accurate. So you might want to check this with other listings. So for example, if I go on here and I hit this, the extension again, it will see that it's $10 in fees here, right? So take this always with a grain of salt. I'd rather estimate high rather than low. So if we take that $10 fee and then we apply it to this calculator, we're actually left with zero profit margin. And there's no point in doing Amazon FBA if you're not looking for a good profit margin in the product you are selling. So keep that in the back of your mind as you're moving through this process, and ensure that there is at least a 25 to 30% profit margin. So in this case, if we're selling something for $28.99 and the fees happen to be about $6.45, we want the product to be maybe $11, okay? $11 for that bare minimum 25%. And best case scenario, we're gonna want to have this product be maybe, let's say $9, okay? So that you're hitting about that 30%, almost $10 figure, you know, so that if you're selling for $28.99, you're buying it for $9, and that way you have a decent profit margin. Now this can be, you know, you can look at this in so many different ways, but at the end of the day, profit margin is what matters, and having a nice $7, $8 per unit after cost is ideal, because this is going to be eaten up by your pay-per-click costs. But as long as you're ranking front page and you're doing 30, 40 grand a month, that $6, $7 per unit you're making turns into a lot of money, right? So keep that in the back of your mind as you move through this process. Now, once you've determined that this is the product you want to sell, there's a good profit margin in this product, it's above 30%, you're going to be making a pretty decent return on your investment. Now what's left to do is get a sample, okay? So you're going to want to talk to that supplier, you're going to want to get a sample from them, and you're going to want to cross-examine it with another product on Amazon's website. So what you're going to do is, if let's say you are buying something very similar to this, you might want to look for something with a very, very, very high rating, so that when you buy it, you're examining your sample versus the best product on Amazon. So in this case, let's look at this one right here. This one has a, what is this rating here? A 4.6 star rating. This one to the right of it has a 4.3 star. So I would much rather buy this product, okay? It's $36, is actually a little bit expensive. But what you're gonna wanna do is, when you get your sample in the mail, and you get this product in the mail, you're going to want to look at it very, very closely. Okay, so with just honestly break apart your product. Be honest with yourself. Is the product that you've gotten, the sample, crap, or is it really, really good? And then you're going to want to look at your competition's product. And on the other hand, you get to have a free product around the house. So if like I said, you just keep this and you just have it around the house and you enjoy that product anyways. But like I said, when you get the sample, you're going to want to get an idea of what quality actually looks like. You can't just assume that the sample that you got is the best quality you can buy, because keep in mind that this is not just going to be a way of you making money. You're actually going to be sending this product into customers' homes. And the last thing you want to happen is to have a 1-star, 2-star rating on your product. It's going to completely obliterate any chance you have of making it in the Amazon FBA world if you have a really, really bad rating, right? So you're going to want to make sure you do your due diligence and check the product out. So the best way to do this, find a really highly rated competitor product, buy it, have it sent to your house, and cross-examine it with your sample. Another way is to get a third-party perspective on this. Call your friend, call your girlfriend, call your boyfriend, call anyone you want, and maybe in your family. Have them visit, have them look at the product, bring it over to their house, and tell them, which one would you buy for $30, $35? What do you think about this one for $30? What would you rather buy, et cetera, right? So you're going to want to get an idea of what is actually worth selling with other people's opinions rather than just your own. Well, so what this allows you to do is gives you confidence in moving forward with the product that you have chosen, right? And this allows you to know that when you finally do start selling on Amazon, you will have a 4.6 star rating or better if you're honest with yourself and tell yourself that, hey, my sample is every bit as good as this $36 example I bought off the internet is, right? So that gives you your peace of mind for the product you are buying. Now, the next step is to ensure that the product you are about to buy and potentially sell on Amazon is patent checked, right? So what you're going to do on Fiverr is you're going to go on Fiverr.com, right? And then what you're going to do is go patent check, like this, Amazon patent check, okay? And then what you can do is you can find a list of people that will check your Amazon patent. So if you click this one right here, this guy for $25 will check patent risks in private labeling third-party Amazon listings, right? You pay them $25. He will ensure that this product here is not patented by any certain corporation, so that when you start selling on Amazon, you get your listing flagged and taken down, right? It's $25, but it's worth ensuring that your product is allowed to be sold on Amazon. So make sure you do a patent check in order to verify your product being valid on Amazon's marketplace. So for this example, let's just say you've done all the product research and you've determined that this barbecue kit is the best product that you found that you want to sell. The profit margin is there. The Amazon FBA fees are low. There's a lot of revenue. There's not a lot of competition. The product itself is super high quality from the supplier you requested samples from, because you cross-examined it with the competition, and everything falls into a great situation for you down the road in terms of revenue and profits. So what's the next step? The next step is for you to place an order for your product. But before we get to the actual placing order part, let's first talk about units, okay? Minimum order quantity, or MOQ. The goal is to buy as little units as possible starting out when you're selling this product. Just because all the numbers line up correctly does not mean it's always going to be a hit, okay? So the reason for this is that you don't know who's about to hit the market in about 40 days, 50 days before your product gets from China to Amazon FBA warehouses. There's almost a 2-month period over the market completely changing, and that's why low minimum order quantities are ideal. At the very worst, you can make your money back and just restart, redo it again. That's worst case scenario. But if you go ahead and buy 1,500 units of something, it's going to hurt a lot more to sell 1,500 units than it is to, say, sell 300 units. Now, when we're looking at Alibaba listings, we will see that a lot of them say 1,000 sets, 2,000 sets, 1,000 sets, 500 sets, 3,000 sets for this. Keep in mind, this is just an arbitrary number they put on their website. If you contact them and you say, hey, listen, I only want 300 units, they will throw you a bone, but it will cost a little bit more. So you might have to pay $17.50, example, for a set rather than $15 per set. So keep in mind that they will raise costs and lower your profit margin for the sake of giving you less units. But this is a worthwhile risk, because it's always better to play it safe than sorry, okay? So you buy 200 to 300 units, you go with a really low minimum order quantity, or MOQ, for this, and that way, that when you're selling it, you're learning it as you go. And if it sells, hey, if you buy 300 units and it sells well, by all means, go big next time. Go maybe 600 units, 1,000 units next time, if it's selling well, because that means you've figured out the ingredients to a successful product, okay? So when that happens, then you can start investing your money. And keep in mind that when you sell 300 units, you'll have more money in your pocket than when you started with 0 units, right? Because you've actually profited off selling 300 of these units. So this next step, I sort of skipped on purpose from earlier, because I sort of wanted to get it all in one step, which is talking to suppliers, how to contact suppliers, how to get samples, how to place orders for 300 units, 1,000 units, whatever. So once you're on Alibaba.com, you've determined this is the product you want to go with, this is the samples you want to request, etc. You would look at the product listing here and you would determine, okay, they have a good transaction level, response rate solid, they've done a lot of business in the last 6 months. You would hit contact supplier down below here. So you would click this, and I'll give a template for this in the description box below if you want to actually go and contact suppliers of your own. Basically broken down, you would say, hi, my name is, Amar. I'm looking to buy your barbecue set because I am trying to sell it on an online platform, and I'm searching to expand our product variety, blah, blah, blah. You're just trying to make yourself look like a professional seller in the United States. Then you're going to want to tell them, hey, listen, I want to know if you offer customizability options. Do you offer escrow? Do you accept PayPal? Do you accept credit cards? Do you accept trade assurance? How do you want to do business with me so that I'm safe from buying from you, right? So, because at the end of the day, you want to play it safe, right? You want to do 50% up front, 50% when you receive the product, not just pay it all up front and then maybe receive nothing, right? You're also going to want to maybe do escrow, which is a third-party middleman holding your money while your product comes in, and then the money is sent to them once you've gotten once you've received your actual shipment, or the Amazon FBA facility in this case has received your shipment. So you want to play it safe for that. So this whole message is just going to be like an icebreaker, right? And like I said, I'll send a little template down below, and then you're going to want to put in your email address and send your inquiry, right? That's how you're going to request samples. That's how you're going to talk to these suppliers. That's how you're going to place your order. When they reply to you, they can actually send you a buy order, right? They can verify with you the price and all this stuff, and we can break that down in future videos, but essentially it's all broken down fairly simple. And you're going to want to also, for the sake of this, put 300 sets here so that when you send this message, they know exactly what you want, right? If you leave it at 1,000, they might give you the 1,000 set price, right? You're going to want to change it to 300 so that they know, okay, this guy wants it for less units, but we're going to have to raise the price, so that way they give you an accurate estimate for your product, okay? Now, one last thing before we move on to the next step, and it sort of has to do with contacting the suppliers, is to ensure that they offer customization options for their products. Now, this is not going to really dictate how much success your product is going to see. It has to do more with the product itself. But if you can put not only a logo, but maybe change the color of, let's say, the handle, or maybe get a black chrome grill tool set, like a barbecue set, instead of like the traditional chrome, that might help sell and differentiate your products from others, and might help you make even more revenue. Now, keep in mind, this does cost a little bit of money. Small changes might cost $100 per shipment, stuff like that difference. But, it's worth asking just to see if they have something that can maybe change out the way this looks. Maybe the carrying case, instead of being chrome, to have it be maybe black chrome or something like that, or ionized, or whatever that finish is, that brushed aluminum look. Just to sort of differentiate yourself, so that when people are scrolling through this list of products, they don't see all the same looking product. Like this one right away sticks out, even though I don't like this product at all. I don't like the wood and the gray box. This looks completely different than this one, for example, right? All these look very, very similar. This one is more, honestly, they all look exactly the same. So if you can change it at all to something different, it'll help solidify your brand in the category you are selling in. So keep that in mind. Now, the next step is a freight forwarder, which is essentially a middleman that guides your shipment from the supplier in China to the final destination, whether it's your house and you want to do the inspection yourself, or the Amazon FBA facilities and you've already done the third-party inspection yourself, which we will talk about here in a short little bit. But essentially what they're doing is they're just forwarding your shipment to a specific location. Now, most Amazon FBA suppliers on Alibaba.com have their own preferred freight forwarder that they go through, that they will put in the cost of the shipping quotes themselves. So if you're asking them for a price quote shipped to an Amazon FBA facility, they will typically have the freight forwarder doing that, of course. But sometimes they will ask you for your own freight forwarder, so you're going to have to provide that. So in this case, FBA Express is the one you should probably go for. There's 100 of these different businesses. Honestly, it's up to you which one you want to choose. Basically, you want to just get in contact with them, see how easy they are to talk to. If they're super easy, super cheap, and they're going to just save you a headache from the start, definitely go with these people. Now, like I said, a lot of these suppliers have their own freight forwarders. They don't really disclose it. They just have their product get to where it needs to be anyways. So like I said, if they do ask you, make sure you go look into your own freight forwarder. Now, there is one more thing I wanted to talk about before we move on from freight forwarding, which is something called Incoterms. And this is basically the agreement you as a buyer make with the seller, basically splitting up the responsibility. And this is a great little graph I found just off a little Google search, explaining to you who takes over the responsibility. So this orange, when you see a lot of orange, that means a lot of buyer, aka you. It's your obligation to ensure it gets to all this onboard, arrival, alongside, ship, destination, place, buyer, warehouse. Basically, this meaning Amazon FBA warehouse. When you do DDP, they do almost all the work for you, but you just have to ensure that you pay for this, okay? So this isn't free. You have to still pay your duties. You still have to ensure that your product is going to make it through customs, stuff like that. And also another little tidbit, a little bit of information, always ensure that your supplier is declaring less than $2,000 declared value on your shipment. That way it doesn't automatically get flagged by customs. Just something to note. Now, of course, if you're doing a $100,000 in revenue every month, obviously you're going to have to worry about this a lot less because it's just going to be part of normal shipments. You know, you're sending in $10,000, $15,000 shipments every 2 weeks or something like that. But for starting out, and every little bit counts, right? So you're going to want to make sure that this is all covered. So keep track of something like this, Xworks, you know, DDP, stuff like that, FOB, free on board, all these things. You're going to have to keep track of this when you are talking to a supplier. They're going to throw these terms around because this is what they're known for. They deal with this every single day. So they're just going to throw in these terms all over every little estimate they give you with shipping costs. So make sure you get well up to date on these little terms here. And that way you're not getting caught with your pants down, basically ordering a big shipment of products and then realizing it's all Xworks, right? And it's actually all your responsibility to ensure that the product gets to your final destination. So the next step after figuring out what freight forwarders do is finally finalizing your order and getting it ready to go. At this point in time, you're going to want to send in your art. You're going to want to send in your shipping plan. Okay, now I'll explain what shipping plans are right after this. But basically, you're going to want to get a logo printed on your product. This is what makes it private label. This is what gives you your own brand, right? Now, you don't need to go and copyright and trademark and patent everything you're selling, but this does help you differentiate yourself from your competition. So the best way to do this is freelancer.com. It's super cheap and it gets really, really good work from a lot of different people for not that much money. So what you do is you go on freelancer.com and you go post a project. Okay, very, very simple. You go say, design a logo, okay? You hit design a logo and then you described your product here. So you would say, I need a logo made for my Amazon product. Oops, long day for me. Okay, then you would upload a file, maybe showing them, explaining them what kind of style you would want for your product, right? So you would hit next here. And then they would automatically figure out what skills are required. This is just something they think that it's revolved around due to what you typed in. Then you would hit next again when you agree that these are all the terms. Then what you're going to want to do is not post a project, post a contest. Okay, it says this one's the most popular. We're going to want to start a contest. Why? Because it's crowdsourcing. What people are doing is they're going to put in time and effort into creating a logo so that you pick their logos so that they can win your bid, right? So you would hit start a contest and then you would set this at maybe like 20 bucks or maybe like 30 bucks to get a little bit of X. Because, you know, sometimes depending on the price you put, depends on how many entries you get. So if you put out like $5, $10, not a lot of people would, reach out to you. I guess it's a $10 minimum for this, but maybe put it at like 25 bucks, 20 bucks, whatever, and then hit next. And then you're going to want to do it on 3 to 30 days. Don't hit their 1 day thing. This is just a $35 upcharge for nothing. You hit 3 to 30 days because keep in mind, you're about to place your order for your product. It's not going to arrive at the Amazon facility or your home in like 5 days. That's just not going to happen. It's going to take about 45 days. So you want to just run it for 7 days. That's a good number. Maybe run it for 14 if you really, really want the most out of all the people sending in their art. You hit next. And then you do a basic contest. Don't do this because this is just going to cost more money. And then you're going to want to get entries now. When you hit this, due to the information you put in here, and then you based it on some logo that you've liked, take a screenshot of some logo out there on the internet, and then give them something to go off of so that when they create your logo, they make that with it in mind. And you're going to obviously want to describe what you're selling. I'm selling a barbecue kit, so they might want to maybe put a little like a little barbecue like in the picture itself, in the logo. You want to design around the product you're selling. You don't want to just have an abstract name, right? You're maybe going to want a picture of your product or something that has to do with what you're selling, right? So you're going to want to obviously fill this out much more so than what I did, and then you're going to want to hit So get entries now. You pay the $30, and in about 14 days, you'll have 50, 60, 70 entries to choose from. You just pick the best one. You award him the prize, the $30. He gets the $30, and then you get the logo and the source files and all that. Then you would take that file and you would send it to your Alibaba supplier so that they can print it on the product itself. Now, once you've posted this contest, all that's left at this point before finalizing your order is sending them a shipping plan so they know where to send these products to, if of course you're not having them sent to your house. Otherwise, you can do this step yourself. Now, I'm going to link a video in the corner up there if you guys want to actually see how to create a shipping plan. But essentially what it's doing is you're going to have them print out some barcodes to stick to your product so that when it finally reaches the Amazon FBA warehouses, they can be scanned in and accepted so that you can actually start selling these products on their Amazon platform. Now, once you've placed your order for the 300 units to send to Amazon FBA facilities, now it's time to ask for your supplier to airmail you 1 or 2 units direct to your house. So these will be units that you'll be receiving in literally 6 or 7 days instead of the 40, 45 days it takes to go over the boat, over the water. Why? For photography purposes. So what we're doing is we're going to be coming up with the listing here. We're going to be coming up with the photography. And we're going to be coming up with things to go off of when you're creating your listing so that when you're ready to go with all your products at the Amazon FBA facilities, you're also ready to sell that same day. Okay, so let's first talk about how to get photographers. Now, the best way I recommend, literally Craigslist. Craigslist is the best way. If they're going to airmail you from China, your products, it might cost 50, 60 bucks, right? When you receive it at your house, you're going to want to go on Craigslist and type in product photographer, okay? There's going to be a lot of these guys all over the place, okay? Product photographer. Right here, you'll see that there's a branding agency, jewelry photographer, product photographer, as low as $8 an image, right? We click this. This guy does product photography, see? You're going to want something like this, okay? Specifically with the white background because Amazon only likes photos like this. White background, 85% white, right? So you're going to want to have stuff like this, these nice photos made. And then what you're going to want to do, pay the guy, have your product that you just airmailed from China in your hands, go over to him, let him take some photos, spend 2-3 hours taking photos. You pay him, he sends you the photos, you take your product, just leave it at your house, do whatever you want with it. Then you take these photos and we go finally to create a listing. Now, there are other websites like Upwork.com, freelancer.com, but these all require you to ship out your units and stuff like that. That just takes a lot of time and costs a lot of money to send units, over states to different photographers. So just stick to your local place. I'm sure you can find a competent photographer for your product photos. So that's what I would recommend for everyone to do while they're waiting for their product to be sent out from China. So we're now on the home stretch. You have placed an order for your product. It's en route to your home. You have the photography done. What's left now is to create a listing and do what's called search engine optimization or SEOs and work on some back end and ensure that your listing is as efficient as it can be so that when the products arrive at the Amazon FBA facility, you are ready to go that same exact day. Well, not that same exact day. You're going to have to wait about 3 or 4 days before it's put into the system. But when that day happens, then you're ready to sell. So let's talk about how we're going to do that. So first thing you're going to need is a UPC code. Okay, so this is just a random website I found long time ago. And basically what it does is it sells UPC codes for $5 a pop. You only need one barcode. Even if you're selling 1,000 units of your one product, you only need one barcode. You don't need 100 barcodes. You don't need 1,000 barcodes. It's not a barcode per product. You just need one barcode. That's it for one listing. And then you can sell as many units as you want with that barcode, okay? Now, what do we do after we have that barcode? Now we need to focus on search engine optimization. So let me show you guys exactly what I'm talking about here. So when we're looking at this product here, this is the product that we're going to be selling. I'm looking at the competition. I'm not looking at my own product listing. I'm looking at the competition's product listing. I'm going to give you guys what they've done in order to rank better for that SEO thing I mentioned earlier, that search engine optimization. So right here, we will see that they are what's called keyword stuffing their title, their bullet points, their product description. Okay, I'll break it down. What they're doing, they have their brand name here, Filena. That's their brand name. Then it says barbecue grilling set. So that's one, what I call power keyword. Okay, that's a very popular search term. Grilling set. You could look at this as three different ways. You can look at it as barbecue set, grilling set, or barbecue grilling set, because nobody actually would look up set at all by itself. Then it says 21-piece upgraded stainless steel set. They could have wrote 21-piece stainless steel utensils, barbecue tools, but instead they wrote upgraded. These are what's called modifier terms. So upgraded, accessories, aluminum, stainless steel, perfect, grilling kit, outdoor. You know what I mean? We both know it's just a barbecue set, but they're what's called, like I said earlier, stuffing their keywords, stuffing their titles with really powerful keywords that people might be searching up. So let's just see if this has worked for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in barbecue grilling set. Okay, that's not what I searched up earlier. Earlier I searched up barbecue set, and if we see Filena anywhere here, we know that they're doing a good job. What do you know? It's the first thing I see. Filena barbecue grilling set. Let's just see if they've worked on it a little bit more. 21-piece set. Okay, what do you know? Here they are again, number one. And now you're not surprised why they're making $60,000 a month here. Okay, actually I think that's what they're making. Let's just check one more time. How much money are they making a month? 60,000. Yeah, 60,000 a month here. So that's why, because they're popping up for all these different search terms, because in their title and in their bullet points, they are just they're just putting their search terms all over their listing. So right here, you'll see stainless steel pop up again. You'll see aluminum pop up again. One grill cleaning brush. This is just for those people that are specifically looking up fork barbecue set. They'll find this product still. Spatula barbecue set. They'll find this product right here. They're basically coming up with as many different search terms as they can and putting it all into their listing, while also promoting how good their quality is, right? Perfect grill or gift. It's a gift now, right? It has an aluminum storage case. Our product is so good. Look at it, right? Then you'll notice that in their product description, and these guys are brand registered because they're allowed photos here, but they also will put high quality stainless steel here, which also helps their ranking, right? Grill, aluminum, again, here it is, blah, blah, blah. You guys see where I'm going with this. They're what's called they're just marketing their product. And by doing really, by putting their keywords very, very often in their listing, they're helping their search engine optimization so that when people look up these certain keywords to find products, they pop up first. They get the sale first. They get the first opportunity to have you buy their product, right? So that's why they're doing this. Okay. Now that we've talked about SEOs and what to look out for, make sure to apply this mindset to different products. Don't just take from this product. Take from the competition on other products. Like take from this one here. Let's see. This one also does the word barbecue tool set, stainless steel. Okay, obviously this is a very powerful keyword, so you're going to want to make sure to put these keywords in your product listing. Now this is a very new product, only 5 reviews. So let's see how much this guy's doing a month. 3,000 a month. So he's fresh starting, but this review is going to hinder him more than he knows. Okay. The problem is this review is going to hinder him. Now I have a video that I uploaded not too long ago on how to maintain a 5-star rating, even if the product you are selling is exactly what your competition is selling. And as you guys can tell in this photo, this product is exactly the same as the other product that has a much better rating. So I break it down in that video why this guy only has a 3.5-star rating when the other guy has a 4.4-star rating with the same exact product. So moving on, next step. Now, if you've made it this far, we only got 2 steps left. Now, one of those steps is going to be that if you've accepted your shipment from China to your house rather than to Amazon FBA facilities so that you can inspect the product yourself, you're going to need to label your products. Now, the best way I recommend to do this, go buy printer label paper, like the paper that you print on, which then you can peel off the little labels. Get some of that paper from Walmart, Target, whatever your nearest store. Buy some of that paper, put it into a printer, and print out your shipping labels. Then you're going to want to label your products and then close up the boxes and send it into the Amazon FBA facilities, and you're all set there. Now, this does add a little bit of a hindrance, but it does allow you to sort of get an idea of what's involved in the Amazon FBA process. Now, if you've done that already, the last thing left, pay-per-click advertising and launching your product correctly. Okay, now I could make a whole nother 50-minute video on this, on covering how to do this correctly. But essentially what you're going to want to do is an early reviewer program that you guys see right here. This essentially you pay, and then Amazon will send $1 to $3 gift cards to their shoppers who leave reviews on the products you buy. So if you are doing pay-per-click advertising, you're going to want to focus on making your advertising cost of sale be very, very low, which means that you are not spending a lot of money to sell a unit of your product to customers, and that you're going to want to focus on pay-per-click advertising 99% of the way through. Do not do giveaway methods. Do not go into random Facebook groups and trade reviews for reviews. Amazon will flag it. They will suspend your account. You will be in trouble. Don't take the risk, okay? Don't even have your family leave reviews unless it's like a very specific situation, which you can message me, email me. I'll leave my email down below right here where you guys can email me if you guys have any questions revolving around that kind of situation. But basically, don't try to shortcut this way at all. Amazon doesn't like it. They don't like it when you're not spending money with them. So you're going to want to focus on pay-per-click advertising to be the sole way you get sales. Advertising cost of sale is going to be something that you're just going to learn with time on how to do correctly. Or if you want to ask me a question on how to do it correctly, I'll gladly help you guys out. So once you're at this point, you are selling. You have done all the work. You're finally selling. This video is not going to be a completely in-depth view into how to do everything, but this video will cover the basic fundamentals of everything you're going to have to eventually deal with when you're actually going through this process yourself. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If I did leave anything out, I'm sorry. This has been a very long video in the making for today. So with that said, if you did like it, feel free to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I really do appreciate it. And if you need any help, feel free to join my Facebook group and the link in the description box and all that stuff. So once again, thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.